Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I'm doing my little April-May favorites video. I completely forgot to film an April favorites video, so it's combined. This is everything I've been loving in April and or May of 2021. You all know how favorites videos work. Firstly, I wanted to mention this necklace that my mom got me. It is kyanite. Well, there, that way y'all can kind of see it a little more. I've been wanting a necklace like this for a while, because kyanite is like the main export of my home county. It's really cute. It reminds me of home and I love it a lot. Let's actually really start with makeup products. Let's go with a couple of palettes first. Firstly, Midas and Drench Cosmetics collaboration, the Genesis palette. I did a 3-look swim palette with this. It is beautiful. It is pigmented. It is everything you could ever want in a palette. I love this. It is just so perfect. I feel like it's one of those palettes that you can get just like an abundance of looks out of, and you're not going to really get tired of it. The shadows are really pigmented, but not so pigmented that they are difficult to blend. I love the duochrome shades in this. I love the abundance of blue shades in this, because y'all know I love me a good blue eye look. Even the neutrals in this I think are really, really pretty. Y'all know I'm not the most neutral makeup sort of person, but these are very interesting and fun to work with. I love Influential here, just kind of like that nice kind of burgundy shimmer. Burgundy brown shimmer. It's really nice. Go check out my 3-look swim palette, but this is impeccable. It has such a great formula. It's really easy to work with, but it creates really stunning looks kind of no matter what you do with it. Like, I feel like you could put together any color combination out of this and it is going to look good. And the other palette I wanted to mention is the Wicked Sisters / My Heart eyeshadow palette. I want to do a 3-look swim palette with this soon, but obviously I'm a little bit behind on the videos that I want to film, so I have not been able to get around to that because some other videos of mine have taken priority. But this is so beautiful. Firstly, it's based off of Scream, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. It is this really nice blend of just like rosy neutrals and like reds, and I think it's just a very stunning color story. This was released actually around Valentine's Day, and then I picked it up and I forgot to really use it for a little while, but ever since I've used it, it's been really great. I think if you have used Wicked Sisters formula before and you thought that it was a little too hard pressed and not quite pigmented enough, give this one a shot if you like the color story, because kind of everything that I had kind of critiqued a little bit with the Freddy Krueger palette that I have from them, that some of the mattes are a little too hard pressed and that there are pressed glitters in it, which I don't particularly like. There are no pressed glitters in this, and the mattes are definitely a little bit easier to work with. They're definitely more pigmented. So while the other one was like, it wasn't my favorite eyeshadow formula of all time, but it was definitely workable. This one has really improved on that. They have some also really beautiful sort of marble shades here. The shimmers are just really nice. They're not like necessarily dimensional, but they are really pretty and metallic. My favorite shade is Don't Hang Up, which is this really, really beautiful red shimmer. This palette is so lovely. Okay, let's talk about some singles. When I was traveling to visit family, I kind of made this little palette here of multi-chromes that I love. So I have 2 from JD Glow. These 2 are from MBA Cosmetics. These are from Shine by SD. These 2 are from Terra Moons, and this is Divina here. And all of these are just like little duo multi-chromes. I'm currently wearing this Terra Moons shade on my lid, and Terra Moons specifically this month. Fantastic. They were on my list of brands to try in 2021, and almost all of the shadows I'm wearing right now are from Terra Moons. It's a beautiful, beautiful brand, and their shadows are so easy to work with. And I just love this little palette that I made because these shadows I just like having all my multi-chromes in one place. The palette itself is from Shop Miss A, just one of their little 9 pans. It's so cute. I love it. I love having all of them in one place. And then I also tried Dandelions Co. and I haven't used all of their shimmers yet that I bought from them, so I'm not going to give quite a review on those, but I adore their mattes. All of the mattes in here, aside from these 2, which are Terra Moons, also fantastic. Love, 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 love the Terra Moons mattes. They're beautiful and pigmented. But all the other mattes here are from Dandelions, and I've heard my friends rave about Dandelions mattes for a very long time. Dandelions was also a brand I wanted to try in 2021. They are just so beautiful and pigmented and very, very, very easy to work with. Them and Terra Moons mattes are currently my favorite matte single indie shadows at the moment. I have never had any trouble blending wildly different colors together from them, because I feel like sometimes, unless, you know, two colors are right next to each other on the color wheel, sometimes they can be a little bit difficult to blend, but that's not the case with Dandelion's matte shadows. So I think that they are fabulous, and I cannot wait to try even more from them. I also got the NYX Glitter Glue, which is what I use to do my little cut crease type situation on my eyes today. This is replacing my e.l.f. glitter glue. One, because of reasons I mentioned in my previous video, because I'm taking a break from e.l.f. at the moment. And also because this one is a lot more accessible in that I can buy this from Ulta, whereas the e.l.f. glitter glue I can't. This is just nice on my shimmer shadows, and it's easy to work with, and I like it. Like, I can't say anything about like the longevity of my shadows because I'm pretty set in my ways in terms of my like eyeshadow routine, if that makes sense, of like the primers that I use, because I haven't used any primer that isn't the NYX one or the Urban Decay primer in a lot of years. This is about like the same longevity as I would use if I use the e.l.f. glitter primer. So this one I think is a couple bucks more, but it's not so wieldy. It's not as big of a difference as there is between like the NYX primer and the Urban Decay primer. This is just like $2 more. So long story short, it is really easy to use. It applies shadows really nicely over it. There's no like chunky weirdness or anything like that. And the shadows stay on really well, and it looks really nice, and I like it. Moving on to face products, I'm once again mentioning the Midas Cosmetics and Neon MUA Noon palette. I literally haven't stopped using this because, one, eyes and lips are kind of where I like to live in terms of my makeup. Those are the categories that I think that I'm best at. I don't think I'm particularly great at doing face makeup, and I don't like how, you know, very bright blush or, you know, really weird highlighters look on me. I think that if I just do a more neutral face look, that's just kind of how I look my best and how I feel most comfortable. So that being said, I just really don't like having to think too hard about like the color cosmetics that I'm putting on my face. I want to spend my time thinking about my eyes and my brows and my lips. So the Noon palette is kind of perfect for that. I've had an easier time working with the bronzer the more that I work with it, because I've mentioned it in videos before, and that the bronzer is a lot more pigmented than what I'm used to with bronzer, because like I said, face makeup isn't necessarily my skill set. But this is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today, and I think it looks really nice. And if you've seen any pictures of me with face makeup on, it is very likely that this palette is the majority of it. The other two face products I wanted to mention are the Kimchi Chic Thaler blushes. I like both of the shades that I have now. Firstly, the one that is easier for me to work with is Shattered. Cool. Anyway, that's called Grace. I'm gonna be sad about that. Fuck. The other one is Intact. This is called Vacation, and this one I didn't like as much at first, even though this one is like closer to the tones that I normally wear for my blush. Just because these blushes are super, super pigmented, which makes sense because Kimchi is a drag queen. So of course her makeup products are going to be very pigmented, but I think that this one is pretty nice. I'm not wearing it today, but it's nice, and I think it's gonna look even better on me in the summer. But I really love the packaging. I had kept the other one in my purse as a little compact, but apparently that broke it. So gonna repress that later like I do my emotions, and it's all gonna be okay. And I'm not gonna cry over it, but I kind of want to. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. This is not a therapy session. I need one though. Also just wanted to mention this Melt Gel Liner in Slate. I love that, not necessarily just as like a liner, because I haven't been doing as much like winged liner recently, but I love using this as like a cream shadow. I did a little tutorial on that about a month ago, I think, when I got this. This is from the Melt Blueprint collection. I love it. It's just this beautiful matte slate blue. So stunning, and I really like this color specifically with my eye color. I love the Melt Gel Liner formula, and I love these sorts of blues with brown eyes. I think that it's just very, very beautiful. I finally bought a black lipstick, and this is the Lime Crime Velveteen in Black Velvet. Yeah, it's really good. I like the Lime Crime formula. I love their applicator because it is the best shape for my lips that I've ever tried, because I always have trouble getting like my top lip even, but for some reason with these, I don't have that problem. The formula is great. It lasts a long time, and for me, it's really comfortable to wear. I know that I am literally the last person in the world to still love liquid lipsticks, but it's there and it is beautiful. And I don't know, I just feel really, really confident when I wear a black lipstick. So happy about that. I also bought some lipsticks from Black Moon Cosmetics on sale when they were having their, if the packaging was slightly off, you would get it at a discount sale. And so I have three. I have Purgatory, Grim, and Cider, and I love all of these shades. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of the applicator just because it's a bit bigger, a little bit more wieldy than what I normally prefer. But I can work around that. It just requires a little bit of extra effort in terms of what I do with my lips. So Purgatory is this really beautiful, deep sort of eggplanty purple. And I love this sort of shade all time of year, but I'm especially excited to wear this in the fall and the winter. Just Grim is this beautiful, beautiful dark brown. Again, a fall shade, but I like wearing it. I like pairing this with sort of like greeny eye looks and also purple eye looks that are a little bit darker than this. I think it looks really nice. And then possibly my favorite is the shade Cider, which I kind of bought not knowing whether or not this would actually look good on me, but I think it does, because it looks like it would be a little bit unflattering because it's a little bit on the yellow side, and I don't have the most yellowy undertones, but when you apply it, it kind of deepens up and looks a little bit more browny, and I really like how that looks, and it's nice. And then lastly, on the lip front, I have this Melt Bullet lipstick, which came for free when I bought a couple eyeliners from them, and this is in the shade Cherried. I know they recently like revamped all of their lipsticks, which is probably why I got this for free, but it's really nice. I love colors like these, and I think that Melt is probably one of the only brands that I can really trust to do a bullet lipstick that I would wear in a dark color, because normally I like those in liquid lipsticks because they don't move around as much, but Melt's lipsticks are so matte that I would say that they work pretty well for very bold, bright, or dark colors. So do love Melt's lipsticks. I hope they haven't changed their formula too much when they did a revamp. I think it was just kind of repackaging a lot of them and putting some new colors in. So I am excited to hopefully try some of their new ones down the line. I'm kind of on a little bit of a replacement only no buy at the moment, but I am interested in seeing what their like new lipsticks are like. Okay, so let's talk about like media stuff I have been consuming. So movies, let's see, I watched Misery for the first time with Case, because that's one of Case's favorite Stephen King books, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. I liked the creepy factor of it. I thought it was very, very well done. I know this is obviously a very old movie for me to put in a 2021 favorites, but it was great. I also watched The Invisible Man, I can't remember if it came out late 2019 or early 2020. That is amazing. I love that. Oh, it was so, so good. It's a very good horror thriller movie. If you want to watch a good horror film, but you are very sensitive to like gore and you don't want to watch a whole lot of blood and guts, there's a couple of like bloody scenes here and there, but it's nothing, you know, particularly big like Saw or Terrifier or Midsommar. So I would recommend watching that. Also, I watched a couple of Saw films, finally. Unpopular opinion, they are kind of boring. So I've watched like the first two because I had gotten through part of the first one when I was like a baby horror lover, when I was like kind of first getting into horror, and I was like, ugh, this is a little gross. So now that I've enjoyed horror movies for like a long time, I wanted to go back and like try and finish it. They just bore me. And I understand that there's like a cult and a fandom surrounding that. And I don't mean to be offensive to that. I just simply do not understand that myself. Other movies I've watched recently, I rewatched Inside Out. Fantastic. Case and I have actually been going back and watching a lot of like mid-2000s Disney Channel movies. So we watched both of The Princess Diaries, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Freaky Friday, Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, Jump In. All of those just hold up so well. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen is probably my favorite out of all of those that we recently rewatched. That one was so good, and I feel like it was so underrated, and it had like the best soundtrack. It was so good. TV shows, we watched all the way through Steven Universe. We just finished that recently. Case had already seen all of Steven Universe, and I used to watch Steven Universe like a long time ago, like when it first came out, but I stopped watching it because I saw a little too much of myself in Pearl and got some secondhand embarrassment there. So it kind of took me a while to get back into it, but getting back into it, it's fantastic. I know it's a children's show, but it's so good. And it also helps that Case really likes Pearl, so when I'm having my moments and I'm watching it, then I'm like, yeah, that they can be like, no, Pearl's one of my favorites, it's okay. You know, and you know, she grows and develops as a person, as we all should. So that one's really, really, really great. I enjoyed that a lot. I'm trying to think what other shows I have been watching. I have been making my way through Barry, which has been really good for, like, I've been watching that on my own while I knit a lot. And that's really fantastic. It's been a little bit more of a slow show for me because it is rather intense. It's more of a drama comedy. And that obviously is, you know, something a little bit more intense, and I've only slowly been trying to get back into watching more intense shows and movies because quarantine kind of heightened my anxiety where I haven't wanted to watch a lot of dramatic shows and movies. But that one has been fantastic. I love the entire cast. I think everyone there is very, very talented, and it has been really enjoyable, and I hope that we get a season 3 soon. I'm about halfway through season 2. I kind of had to take a break after the last episode of season 1 because the ending, while it was good plot-wise and writing-wise, and I understand why it happened, I was like a little mad about it. So it's like, okay, I'm taking a break from you. But season 2 is great. It's a very good show. Oh, I'm so happy Lucifer is back. So we haven't watched all of the new episodes, but we've gotten about halfway through those, and that just has to be one of my favorite shows, like, ever. And I know that, you know, people are kind of falling off of it of like the will they or won't they between Lucifer and Chloe, which, like, granted, is like annoying, and I get it. But everything they've done with the new episodes and with the insertion of the new character into that has just made me really, really happy, like, both plot-wise and also, like, theologically. I think that's just a really great show for, like, Theo nerds like me. Video games, been playing Stardew Valley, and then I also downloaded the game Calico because I saw that in one of Butte Bean's favorites videos. I think that was in her March favorites videos. And basically Betty Jean could get me to do just about anything off of her recommendations. But Calico is fucking adorable. It's a great game for the Nintendo Switch. It's an indie game and it's pretty glitchy, but the plotline is so fun. Basically, you're like a magical girl who owns a cat cafe and you make friends with everyone in town. It's like Stardew Valley, but with a cat cafe. And it's so nice and it's so wholesome because, let's be honest, that's what my dream job actually is. Yeah, I think that is just about it in terms of my favorites for the past couple months. I'm hoping to get, you know, back into my groove of filming a little bit more because I know I kind of fell off the face of the earth and I'm slowly trying to come back. I have so much in my head that I would like to do. I would just like to actually get over my executive dysfunction and just like general tiredness and actually do them. Anyway, please let me know what you've been loving recently down below. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And I will see y'all in my next one. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye!